Hello everyone, welcome to Sangram's IAS. I am Rishabh and today I will discuss with you how to answer case studies in your GS4. As you all know that one half of your GS4 paper is the case studies part. For 125 marks in section B, you are asked a couple of case studies which you have to answer. Remember that the case study section is the most challenging and also the most scoring part of your GS4 paper. It not only tests how good you are with articulation, how good you are with your concepts, but it also tests how well are you disposed to be an administrator. It checks your attitude, it checks your aptitude, it checks your integrity, it checks your ethical understanding, and it also checks your understanding of the civil administrative system. This video is about some tips to consider while answering your case study questions. The first important tip that I would like to offer to you about how to answer or attempt your case study questions is that read the question properly. Don't try to hurry while you try to answer your question. Don't be in a hurry to just start writing. Read and read the question very properly. First, read the situation, and second, read the questions that are asked. Oftentimes, we have seen that students are in such a hurry to answer the question, they end up writing things that are not asked of them. Because while you are practicing your case studies, when you are doing it orally, when you are doing them in a written manner, we see that some case studies or mostly case studies have a fixed pattern where you are faced with an ethical dilemma, you are asked the ethical dilemma, and then you are asked for a course of action. However, we have seen in the past that not all questions are like that. Sometimes the question is simply to state the stakeholders. Sometimes you are asked the course of action. Sometimes you will be asked both. Remember to read the question very carefully. Remember to understand what is being asked of you. Please don't be in a hurry. Second, once you have read the question, take a deep breath, calm down, and think about what you are going to write. Because an important part of what is being tested in your case study is how well you are able to articulate what you know. How well can you write out what you are thinking. So keep calm and compose your thoughts for the answer. Third, and one of the most important things is to remember the structure that you're supposed to answer your case study questions in. The first thing that you do is under structure, the first thing that you do is you state the premise, which means that when you are given a case study, the first thing you do is you write what you have understood from the question. Sometimes if you are being asked what is the ethical dilemma, then you start with what is the meaning of ethical dilemma, and then you start enumerating what are the ethical dilemmas that a person is likely to face in the situation that is being provided in the question. Second, make a list, enumerate very clearly the different values and ethical dilemmas that are involved in the question. Whether asked or not, if you are attempting a case study question that asks you for a plan of action, that asks you for the available plans of action, that asks you for which is the correct plan of action, remember to do this. You can do it with, say, in a list form where you write, for example, you have a case study which involves ethical dilemma, integrity, compassion, empathy. If you want to write all these things, you can write them in a list like this: integrity, empathy, etc., so on. Or you can also make a list where you can write like this: integrity, empathy, etc., etc. So both are correct. You can use both these forms to actually state your values and ethical dilemmas that are under question. Then remember that whenever you are asked to give the available plans of action or give the right plan of action, in both the cases you will mention at least 3 alternative plans of action which are available to the person who is in that given situation. So remember to give alternate plans of action. Even if you are asked to enumerate only what are the available plans of action, please remember to actually also mention towards the end which is the correct way, which you think is the correct plan of action which should be taken by the person who is under that situation. Third, state your reasons. Once you show them which is the plan of action that you have taken, you will have to state your reasons. What can those reasons be? Those reasons can be from an ethical argument, those reasons can be from your code of conduct, from your code of ethics, it can be from the ARC recommendations report, it can be from the laws, it can be from the constitutional values, it can be from anywhere, but you have to give the reasons for why you have chosen a particular plan of action. Once you have done this, you have more or less covered the structure that is required to answer your case study question. Further, what exactly should be your plan of action? What is it that you should choose, or what is the ideal way to actually make a correct understanding of how to write your answer, what plan of action to choose? For that, you will have to be thorough with your code of ethics, code of conduct, the second ARC report, that is the recommendations from the second ARC report, especially recommendations on governance. These are 3 things that will help you, trust me, they will help you to answer these questions. And finally, remember that as an administrator, you are supposed to act as the bridge between the stakeholders. What this means is that whenever you are trying to solve a case study question, you will remember that who are the stakeholders which you identify within the premise itself. You identify the stakeholders and you try to make all the stakeholders happy while protecting yourself, because you are also a stakeholder in the situation. No matter what, if you are involved in a dilemma, no matter what, if you are involved in a controversy or an ethical dilemma or in a stressful situation, remember that you not only have to bridge the stakeholders, but also protect your own interest. You also have to make sure that you are safe. Apart from this, another very important tip is that make your answers in such a way that your theoretical part which you do in section A is in consonance with your section B. Always take the middle ground, always keep calm, and always remember that you as an administrator are supposed to act as a bridge and as a pacifier between opposing and conflicting interests in the society. Thank you.